you're going to make it. It is going to be okay. You can do this. And it doesn't mean that we don't have to go through things. And maybe even the things we're having to go through right now are just absolutely unheard of. Something you've never had to go through in your freaking life. It's like almost like the whole world's going crazy. Well, guess what it is, actually. But I need you to know you're going to make it. I've had many times where I have found myself in a dark spot, in a dark place. Many moments where I found myself just wanting to tap out and do that number that we hear people say, Lord, take me home. I'm done with this. Many times. And I didn't have an answer. I didn't know how I was going to get through. And I remember all of those things because I didn't have an answer. And I sure as heck wasn't doing anything to take care of myself. I wasn't going to get help. I wasn't healing. I wasn't getting therapy. I mean, I was trying to be a strong woman. I was trying to fix this and do it on my own. I felt like if I am a woman, I should be able to handle this. And I know that goes for men. If I am a man, then I should be able to face this and do it. You know what? To ask somebody for help, to lean on somebody for help, to say that I can't do it, to say that I can't fix it, to say that maybe I feel like I should be enough and I should be able to do anything, and to tell somebody that I can't do it, I need help, I'm weak, and this is too big for me. Oh no. Matter of fact, I needed to be strong. I needed to be able to get through. And I needed to make sure even the people around me, because boy, was I getting pressure. Single mom, you're getting pressure, to do it this way, do it that way. And then knowing I didn't have it, knowing that I didn't have the heart, I didn't have the spirit. Dang it. I was just downright depressed. I was so depressed that I just felt like, this was my life. I was depression. There wasn't a Tracy or a TA. I was depression. And no matter who I would talk to, any friends, I'd have talk to friends. And in that moment, I'd feel a little bit okay. But the moment I hung up, the moment they left, the moment I went to bed and woke back up, it was the same crap every single moment, every single day. And I didn't feel like I could get through. And I didn't feel like I could make it. If I could get through that and I'm still here and I'm 53, then I can get through this today. I may have to do some things that I don't want to do. I may have to get help even though I don't want help. I may have to face those things that, I don't want to face. I may have to tell the truth to myself and stop making excuses. I may have to stop pointing fingers at everybody else and realize, if I want my life to change, I've got to change. It may mean that I've got to do things that, I'm just too tired to do. I got to do things that, I just don't want to do. We have within us the ability to face everything. But when we're not at a place where we realize that in order for it to change, we have to do something different. And that may be something within us that has to be different. That may be our mindset. That may be our heart. That may be our beliefs. Because boy, let me tell you, I had some beliefs based on my environment that as I got older, I needed to undo those beliefs. Maybe I had things around me that affected my thought process that I needed to go and figure out where it happened. And I needed to take a drill and drill down and uproot that, because that was not the right thoughts. Maybe I even had, thoughts about things like in myself and my capability and what I can do and my self-worth. And I needed to go back and figure out when the heck did that happen? And I needed to go deal. And I needed to go change that. And maybe that's where some of us are. You can get through this too. Now, it may be hell and it may be hard. And it may take everything you have, and you may have to get on the floor every day and get on your knees every day. But you can get through this too. You may have to do the things that you don't want to do. You may have to face the truth of the fact that I'm broken and I need healing and I need fixing, and then go get the help that you need. But if we're in a place, in a space that we, are having those darkness happen in our life, if we're in a place, in a space where we feel like we can't do it and all hope is lost, I need you to know that I want you to think of another moment when you were there and you made it through and you're here today, which means you can do this too. But it may take everything. And I don't believe, this is me, I don't believe that the challenges in our life get easier. I don't. I feel like as we get older, they get harder. Why? Because now it's no longer just about us. Now it's about people we have in our life that we love. Maybe relationships or kids or grandbaby. I feel like, man, when it was just me, I can look back and say, man, it was hell. But this is beyond hell. I didn't know there was a beyond hell. This is beyond hell. But I need you to know that if you could do that, you can do this. But it's going to require something different. Because you're right, we're challenged right now with even things going on in the world that we've never been challenged with. And you got your stuff too. And then now you've got loved ones, and you've got kids in school that now you got to worry about them being in school, or your grandbabies. And you got to worry about how the world now is just on fire to me. We love that Denzel movie, Man on Fire, World's on Fire. And the sad thing is, I don't know what their mission is. I knew what Denzel's mission was. And I stood with Denzel. Come on, Denzel, let's go get it. This is not even what's happening today. So in order for you to deal, in order for you to get through that darkness, you can't do what you did before in order for you to get through today. It requires something completely different. And you cannot keep ignoring it. You can't keep covering it up. You must face it head on like you did that last situation, but you've got to come bigger and stronger. So if you're not okay, if you know you got things in your mind and your heart, and let me tell you what, I knew I wasn't okay, so we know when we're not okay, we must get help. We must face it, but we can't do it alone. And I need you to know there's nothing in your life that is going on in your life that if you don't like it, it can't change. You know, I love this because I remembered this, and I want to say this, that there's 100% of our life. And in our life, listen to this, it is 20% of what happens to us, but the 80% is how we react to it. I'm going to say that again, that in our 100% of life, and what happens in our life, there's 20% that's going to happen to us that we cannot control. It's going to happen to you. You are not in control, and you're right. Crap's going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Things you don't deserve are going to happen. Things done to you, said to you, how you're treated are going to happen. That's life. Because again, we're in a different world today than we were even then back then. But let me tell you what, back in the 60s, there were some serious challenges too, and they got through. We can get through this, but it's the 80% that makes up your life the most. 80 is bigger than 20. And that is how you react to it, how you see it, how you deal with it. What do you do? Which lets me know I can't control 20%, but I've got the upper hand. I can control the 80. I can make a difference in my life. I can change this situation. I can do something. Sometimes in order to do it, we got to face truth. We got to stop lying to ourselves, making excuses, ignoring it, or even pointing fingers, even going back to our childhood. Well, my mama didn't do that. My daddy didn't do that. Look, it's 30 years later. It's 20 years later. It's 15 years later. You're right. Your mama and daddy and aunt, I'm with you. And that was horrific, and that was pain. I had stuff done to me. But what I'm doing today, how I'm living today, what I'm doing about it, no, that's all me. What I am, what I'm not, what I do, what I don't do, that's all me. And if I know that I've got stuff that I'm still dealing with in my past, it is up to me to deal with it. They're not dealing with it, and sometimes we've been uprooted out of that situation, or we moved out that situation, or they don't even realize it, acknowledge it, or don't care that they've done it. It's up to us to do something about it in our head and our heart. And we've got to. Because guess what? We are 100% bipartisan participant in our life. We are. So many people criticize people for needing help, or criticize people when they've done something wrong, that we've gotten to a place to where just to be wrong and do wrong and make a mistake, we should be perfect. Well, I'm going to say they should be listening to those people anyway. Because let me tell you what, they got things in their closet. That's the reason why they're that way. God. We're all broke. We all need help. So anybody who sits there when you make mistakes, gonna cancel you out, you cancel them out. Because nobody's perfect. No one is.